Think conflict means something's wrong with you? Think again. Conflict isn't failure, it's an invitation to grow. Today I'm sharing how God designed us to navigate tension with grace, not guilt. Welcome to the Truth Be Told Project, where we help you live according to your intended design, God's design, and not by default. In today's episode, we're talking about conflict. Yep, you heard that right. That uncomfortable, messy, totally normal part of life, whether it's a heated moment with your spouse or unspoken tension with a friend or coworker. Conflict is something we all face. But what if we saw it not as a sign of failure, but as an opportunity for growth? Join us as we explore common triggers, examine our own patterns, and discover how God's grace can guide us through every hard conversation with clarity, compassion, and peace. That's what comes up today on the Truth Be Told Project podcast. You ever had a moment where someone said something and it just hit you wrong? Maybe it was a friend, maybe it was your spouse, maybe it was a coworker, and suddenly the air gets tense. You replay that moment in your head a dozen times thinking, was I overreacting? Were they being rude? Were they getting out of pocket? What just happened? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Conflict happens to everyone. It shows up in our families, our friendships, our churches, and even inside our own thoughts. And sometimes, especially in Christian spaces, we feel like we shouldn't be having conflict at all. I know that's what I used to think. Like, if we just prayed more or had more faith, we live in some constant state of peace and harmony. But let's be honest, we're human. We've got emotions and wounds that collide with other people's emotions, experiences, and wounds. And that's where the friction begins. So today we're going to talk about conflict, not in a way that shames you or tells you just be more loving, but in a way that helps you understand it better. We'll explore what triggers conflict, why it's completely normal, and how recognizing your own patterns is actually one of the most powerful feelings and freeing things you can do. And we're going to do it through the lens of grace, the kind of grace Jesus extends to us, and the kind we're learning to extend to ourselves and others. So here's what we'll unpack together: why conflict isn't necessarily a sign that something's broken, the common reasons conflicts start, and even when nobody means to hurt anyone, how to gently recognize your own role in tension without spiraling into guilt or shame. Because let's be real, conflict doesn't make you a bad Christian, a bad partner, or a bad friend. It makes you a person. The kind of person Jesus still walks with, teaches, and loves deeply, even in the mess. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's explore this together without judgment, without pressure. Just a real, honest conversation about what it means to live and love in a world where conflict is part of the story.